Good day. All right, so, this. All right, so the Ma'isa, we have to finish up Hashanah's Koil and to get the Baina. So how many minutes? 3 minutes. He said 3. No, Rosh Koil? 3. Okay, let me go. Rosh Koil experience, he knows. We need more than 2 minutes. Rosh, I tell you. So like this, the Ma'isa, today it's more, just to go over the cases where it's Negeya, Ashmaz Koil. Where is it Negeya? Like this. You have to keep in mind the basic klalim of Ashmaz Koil. What we saw, as we can have done every shayla, basically the klal that we saw is if you can hear the noise, whatever that noise making item is, but if you can hear that noise in a different room, so then Ramosha said that's already a problem of Ashmaz Koil. I thought that's a chiddush. It's a chiddush. Like we said, the Shnei Neviim, this Nabnu b'Nevu Echas, Gam Rav Moshe, and Gam Rav Shlomo Zalman. So then what, who could talk after the Melech? If the Melech already says that it's Aser, say the only thing is that maybe we could use it if we're going to have any tzivufim ever. That maybe, okay. But Akapanim, the first thing you have to know is Ashmatz Kol. Once you hear it outside the room, so then already you have to be machmir Ashmatz Kol. Yesterday, Rabbi Lieberman asked me what's called outside the room, if the door's closed, if the door's not closed. Okay, so I guess, what would one think? What would one think? What? I mean, let's say it's a dishwasher or something, and Maisa. So Tachas Geret, can people hear it outside? I guess if the door is open and when it's happening, so then that's called. You can hear it outside the room. But if this comes a case of where it's not so clear, so then anyways the whole shiloh is not so clear to me. So maybe you could be mitzaref that lakula. Maybe again, I'm not. My lave tells me it's mutter, but for Moshe says it's also, so then it's also. Okay. Akopanim, so that's number one. That's the first clause. The second clause, this din of Ashmaz Koil, it seems to be that the Sfardim don't hold them. It seems to be. We'll see in a moment, it's not so simple. Okay. It seems to be that the Sfardim don't hold them. Okay. We'll see in a minute, that's not so simple. But the number 3 is that even us, the Ashkenazim, that like if it's a hefsid, if it's I gave you example, if the place can say hefsid is mutter, so then it's true. The Ramah does send you and tells you, like I said, a different sugya. He tells it to a different sugya. And the Balatanya is very bothered that sugya over there that he tells you to is only make of the hefsid meruba. But the Maisa, the steamless lashon of the Ramah over here does sound like any hefsid, and the Paiskim are a little bit more liberal. Hefsid, mitzvah, chayli, need, big need, etc. Any of these things, it seems to be Ashmaz Kol, we could be a little bit more liberal. That's number 3, the third cloud that we saw. And the fourth cloud that we saw is that, baby Ben Ishmashis, there might be a little bit of leeway more, okay, because it's like anytime Ben Ishmashis, the Makim Mitzvah, Makim Tzarech Shabbos, so there's a little bit of leeway. Okay, so Idich Zil Gemor, now we just have to go case by case and see what we have here. Let's see, yesterday we spoke about the dishwasher case. You might say, it could be that let's say, let's make a case study based on what we saw. Dishwasher is something that, let's say it's a type of a dishwasher that you can hear it out. Again, yesterday we explained why you cannot close the dishwasher on Shabbos to enable it to go on in a few minutes. It's echad noisin esamayim, echad noisin esor. So you can't cause it, you can't enable it that's going to go on a day Shabbos. So that's not Negeya. The only Shabbos Negeya is you realize 20 minutes before Shabbos that, there you are. You don't have your plates and your forks and your cutlery and everything for Shabbos because somebody forgot to turn on the dishwasher. So you can be allowed to turn it on 20 minutes before Shabbos. And now it's going to go into Shabbos, which mitzad, all the things, we don't hold the Shvisas Kelim. So if my lights are on from before Shabbos, we don't care. But now we have a new problem. If you can hear that noise outside the room, so people are going to be chayish you that you turned it on right now. So yesterday we said that maybe you have a heter, calls mind you weren't the Kappa Shabbos, Ben Ishmashis. But let's say you chap this mamish like 5 minutes before Shkia, right? And then the wife says to you, I say, we don't have forks and spoons. You were supposed to turn on the dishwasher, right? You thought that she was supposed to turn on the dishwasher. And she says, you were supposed to turn on the dishwasher. No, so what do you do? What are you supposed to do? Well, you're supposed to say you're right. You're supposed to say you're right. You're supposed to say you're right. No, good. Let's say like this. No, let's say like this. Let's say Taka. Let's say Mefurish, she said, I'm going to turn on the dishwasher. Let's say Mefurish, she said it. I'm going to turn on the dishwasher. And she said to you, I thought you said you're going to turn on the dishwasher. right? She says even first. So what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Let's see who knows. You're supposed to say you're right. You're supposed to say you're right. Why? How do I know? Because they tell us in Shalom Bayis that what are you supposed to do? You're always supposed to be mevater. What does mevater mean? Mevater means when you're right, or mevater means when you're wrong. So let's make a cheshbon. Let's say you're wrong. Let's say you're wrong. So you're not supposed to be mevater. You're supposed to admit you're wrong, idiot. You're wrong. You're not. That's not called your mevater. That's admitting you're wrong, right? So when are you supposed to be mevater? When you're right. Good. No, it's a good word. No, it's a good word. Okay. No, somebody today asked me a shaila, and he wanted to know if you had to be mevater. I told him, mevater, you're wrong, idiot. So that's when you have to admit you're wrong. Okay. I don't want to scare off the new guys. Okay. It never goes like that. Don't worry. It's not like that at all. It is. Okay. Okay. So, but how do we get into that? Oh, because she tells you were supposed to turn on the dishwasher. You think to yourself, du bist the dishwasher. Like, what do you mean? You bist this dishwasher, okay, but you can't say that. So you say, you're right, but what can we do now? So she says, well, there's 5 minutes left to shkia. Roll up your sleeves and start washing. Tough guy, so that's like mamish, lots of plates and forks and spoons. You tell her, look, let's use plastic tonight. Let's just use plastic, and that's it. What's that? And she tells you she has all these her sisters coming, and her sister's friends are coming, and mamish and this sister is punked. It's the daughter of your shviger, whatever, Fregnish. She says So now what? So I was thinking, is this an example of where? And let's say now the dishwasher is going to go for it takes at least 30 minutes. For the cycle of 35 minutes, it's going to go into Shkia, it's going to go past Benish Mashas, past the point of where you're going to be Kallus Shabbos. So now we have to don the Shabbos. So your dishwasher, you can hear outside the kitchen. Ein malasot, Moshe said, if you can hear it outside the kitchen, ein malasot. So your dishwasher, you can hear, we saw yesterday, all these death rolls, I think they're called. At the end there, you hear the dishwasher. At the end, the last Shiraya Gival. So that's it. That you hear it outside the kitchen. It's Hashmaz Kal. Okay? So, and what's it going to help? You can't tell the Sephardi neighbor to come over and turn on the dishwasher because the noise is coming out of your house. So it doesn't help that he should turn it on. What are you going to do? You're going to go now, Erev Shabbos, 5 minutes of Shabbos, start asking the Sephardi neighbor, could you come and let's carry the dishwasher to his house? Weird. It's very weird to do that. What? Having it, because you see the place can say even Amir La'akum. Chafetz Chaim says even to tell a goy to turn it on your house. He's not talking about turning on a dishwasher, whatever he's talking about there. But even to tell a goy to start that grinding mill and whatever, Chafetz Chaim says you can't do that because people are going to think that you're the one doing it. People are going to think you're the one doing it. So it doesn't. It's not a din in the Maisa Kivyachol. It's a din. Pashut, you can't have that noise coming out of your house. No. So Maisa, what are you going to do? But so now maybe someone will come along and say, look, it's a Shmaz Koil. Maybe that's called Hashmaz Kol, b'makim hefsid, b'makim mitzvah, it's a shtickle hefsid, like when I say hefsid, I don't mean in mamanistic hefsid. I mean it's like a shter to Shabbos, right? It's like a hefsid, right? It's a hefsid. It's like a shtickle, makim mitzvah, shtickle, the Oynik Shabbos. She's gonna have a lot of tsar in Shabbos, and then you're gonna have a lot of tsar in Shabbos. That's how it goes. So Maisa, I don't know, maybe. I don't know if it's such a. I don't know if it's so upgefragt. I don't know. But maybe I say, why? I could sit there and just start washing now. Wow, he's going to start sitting and washing now, and it's like he has to go to shul. Otherwise, she's going to sit and wash now. So okay, so she. I don't know. Maybe somebody would be able to be makel on that based on that. Maybe. You can find what I said that anyways Shahol Hashmaz Koil is a shtickle chay. But again, it's only going to work like Rabbi Platsky mentioned just yesterday. Then you have to make sure that you're going to plug it in on a timer that's going to go off because otherwise the red light's going to be on, right? It's going to have to go off 45 minutes after Shkia. It's going to go off, and you'll be able to open up the door. Somebody asked me yesterday, Kasha, what do you mean? During the entire Ben Hashmashis, I wasn't able to open the door. So the door is muksam. You could just get Ben Hashmashis. It's get the Kuli Yoima. Who wants to answer that question? Gomer b'dei Adam. Okay, good. For any of the new guys, you have 693 shirim to make up, right? But okay, you have Lag BaOmer, Friday, and you have Motzei Shabbos, whatever. So Maisa, that was somewhere in those 693 shirim. Okay, so Kapanim, that's Gomer b'dei Adam, and that's it good. So that is a dishwasher. Let's go to and then we'll start the shir. Let's start the shir. Okay. So first of all, again, case by case, I have no agenda. no specific order, just any case that comes to my paper over here. One case I didn't write on the paper, that's why I'll say it now so I don't forget, is the case of the baby monitors. Right? They have these baby monitors. You need to know what's going on in Amshel's room, and it's going to ruin the whole Shabbos Friday night, the meal, if you're going to have to every second go in there and see what's going on with Amshel. Or like this, you have in your room the monitor and the baby's in a different room, and in the middle of the night you want to be able to hear the baby, right? What is that? What is that? It's you're being goyrim the baby to cry and make hashmat. You're not being goyrim the baby to cry, right? But you're being goyrim that when the baby cries, he's going to be mashmiya a koil, right? Like a microphone. What is this? What is this? A monitor? It's a microphone. That's right. It's a fancy microphone. Whatever. So that brings us back to the old fight of the Goyin of Moshe and the Goyin of Shlomo Zalman. And Moshe is going to tell you that's a kli hamayuchad l'koil. Right, this kli is a kli hamayuchad l'koil. Shlomo Zalman, for whatever reason, held not like that. We didn't fully understand Shlomo Zalman. Shlomo Zalman said not like that. But let's say you go through Moshe. If you go to Shlomo Zalman, life's a lot easier. If you go to Shlomo Zalman, the Kasha fights a but set it up maybe. That's the need. But I'm just saying go. According to Shlomo Zalman, it doesn't start. The whole Shaila doesn't start. According to Shlomo Zalman, you could even talk into it. I wouldn't suggest this, as we spoke the other day. But certainly to put it on in the baby's room, and the baby, he cries, and then you hear him, and whatever. According to Shlomo Zalman, it's mutig. Just a moment. According to Moshe, so Moshe said that this thing is a kliya miyuchad l'koil. It's a kliya miyuchad l'koil, right? And so, okay, so at least if it's an Ashkenazi baby, then maybe that's like so this isn't called safina, and that's not safina. You're not putting it in front of the baby, right? And that does say safina, And the baby is being said over here. Nissen says, what do you mean? The baby is just the glory misasik. The whole mitzias is misasik. Now you will not be able to come into the monitor, into the baby room, and then when you come into the room, sometimes the smell just hits you in the face, and you know. So you go over to the monitor, mommy, right? Come, right? I'm washing the dishes, mommy. That you won't be able to do because then you're using a kli hamiyuchad l'koil, right? That you won't be able to do. That's what? So according to Shlomo Zalman, some you will, but that's like a world war. Who wants to be side? Also, Rabbi held me to the electricity aspect. Okay, and going with Shlomo Zalman, you will. Well, so that's another thing. So that's the only problem. The problem is that this is where the problem starts. The problem starts is that was like in the year, 1900. That was how they used to be. Now it was very primitive. The world is a much happier place. It's less divorce. But anyways, that was a happier place. That was. So, but now, everybody said, but now the world is not such a happy place, and they have all these lights, right? So that zikr could be even according to Shlomo Zalman. You won't be able to. Maybe I don't want to get involved in that. But certainly you can't talk into it. Now the shaila is that. But can I? Allow the baby. Okay, so what are you doing? You're causing the baby to turn on the lights. That's also misasek, like it's being said over here. No, that doesn't bother me. The shaila is, but then I'm going to come in the room, and then when I'm going to come in the room, and I'm going to tell my wife, I think it's your turn. That's been my turn for the last, 13 children, right? Yeah, that's right. It's not the turn, Okay, that's how it goes. So now. But you're talking, as you're talking, the lights are getting higher and higher. Okay, so this gets into an old shaila, a very big shaila, which is not for now. What should I tell you? It's an old shaila that Rav Vosner held that when a person does. Rav Vosner held that when a person, this is an old. I hope to get to it. The Mitzvah when we learn Seder this month, hopefully, and then we'll talk about it when we learn about the sikkahs of secretion. It's an old shaila when I'm doing something that's not my intention, but is vadai causing electric currents and electric this. It's the old center shaila and this and that and whatever. Here, it's not misyakit. I'm not at all trying to do that. And you have to know there are poskim that are makel on this. And the Maisa and the Velt today, this is the accepted makobal kula. It's a very makobal. Just a moment. What? So I'm just saying, look, it's like one of these things that the Velt takes on its mutter, and we're definitely not dealing with a shaila of deraisa. The Vel takes on the actual sugya one day. I'm a Baal Chayv. I'll explain it in Mitzvah Shem, what the stud and makula are, right? But the Vel takes on its a kula, and there's definitely no shaila of deraisa because it's like the Olam is saying it's great. It's definitely not a shaila of deraisa. So, and it's probably also the rabbanan, the type of currents that are going in the electricity. It's a secret on a child of Rabbanan, and it's definitely no child of Deraisa. So when you put that all together, and there are those that are Mako, and it's a big Sayrach because he needs to be able to hear the baby and things like that. Okay, so I don't know. Does it help if you walk into the room to not make any noise? It's not so practical to tell somebody that. There's a baby in the room. You can tell the baby like this. Actually, you can't even do that. You can hear that. You can tell him like this. Huh? What? Right? No. It's not so practical. If you're gonna, there's a makom to be made. I'm dining the sugya mitzad hashmas kol. To tell the father, the mother to be quiet in the room. What? Trying to get the baby to be quiet, right? You're trying to tell the baby to be quiet, right? That could be. I'm saying, okay, it could be that you're adding. Sometimes you have to quiet the baby then it's your turn. You know, what? Yeah. The kids are. There's a makom you make the sugya of the sensors and all that. I'm not talking about now. I'm talking mitzad hashmas kol. Mitzad hashmas kol is a makom you make. What? It's you're causing a baby to be over on a hashmas kol. That's the shot. What? The Maisa, it could be at this point now. Chazal said any noise coming out of a room that you hear from a different room is already awesome. Guys, I got it. Rabbi, I was thinking the whole cheptza of a monitor is a cheptza dashmas kol mamish, right? It's you have one room that you're hearing to a different room, right? And it's maybe people are what? Like a walkie-talkie, basically, right? So you do have a little bit of the logic of Chazal over here. We would be afraid. I'll give you an example. When someone's going to be in the room, and let's say the father is going to be in the room, and he's telling the kid, "Be quiet," and and mommy loves you, and she's coming, and all the things that the father says. So now, in the other room, they're hearing that. Kivyachal, it's a different room. It's like a cheptza dashmas kol, right? Right, fine, but they're going to hear it in a different room. So he's trying to. It'll look as if he's saying things to this room, right? It's a cheptza dashmas kol. It's a kliya miyuchad kol, right? It's a kliya miyuchad kol. It's a kliya miyuchad kol, which is making a coil in a different room, right? But forget all that. Forget that. Rabbi say the Maisa. The truth is like this. The truth is there's a shtickle eitzah. If you have in your room, Rabbi say, if you have you're in your bedroom, right? Or you're in your living room or whatever, and you have the monitor. So now, if you have it at a volume that you can't hear it in a different room from the room that you're in, so then even Ramesh will be making, right? Because without that new center shiloh, which I'm not talking about, right? What? Sorry? It gets involved if it's nothing lights change, right? At that point, no. Okay, so then you're getting involved in a kli shematel, yes, it's whatever. Yeah. Depends if it's quite what. I don't see why. It'll be regular shayla of kli shematel, yes, sir. It should be mutal tzayikuf and the kohen. Regular shayla. What? So your gram, that's what you're asking. You mean your goyrim that you're now hear the baby in that room. Okay, but you still have the same svaras of misasik. You still have all the svaras. All the svaras we said still apply. You just think a minute. You bring it to that room now. Baby's gonna make this in that room. Yeah. Okay, I'm okay. Okay, now let's go. Let me get what? Again, I have every issue. I'm dealing with all different issues here. When I'm dealing with that issue, I'm dealing with Rishon and Beis Hashmas Kol. It's true. Each issue you have to deal. Again, the issue of Hashmas Kol, that it is a kliya miyuchad Kol, so that we have Rishon Zalman, and that we have that it's a misasik what the child is doing, and that we have that you're not going to be bedafka doing it. So that's that issue. The issue of Rishon and Beis, that there's a noise coming out of this machine that people hear in a different room, which is a problem of a Shmaz Koil, because people will be chayshid you or whatever, etc. So klape that, we have a simple eitzah. Even if, first of all, the mokim hefsid, mokim mitzvah, mokim the baby might have a shame of it, tzarech gadol, v'chayli, whatever, klape all those things. So we could be mekel mitzadah. But now I have another heter that I don't have to come onto that. Just turn it low. If you turn it low, so that the only people that hear it are in this, the only thing is people don't want to do that, because in the bedroom, right, David Afka, that's only the first week. The first week, they turn it very high because they're afraid they won't hear the baby. By the second week, they remember that last Friday night already, it was very hard to sleep because every time every time you hear the people, right? Right, and then the wife is like all happy about this machine. And the husband says, like, it's very that. Just be happy, thank Hashem for the breathing. It's 4:00 in the morning. Okay, yes. I'll say mishmas. Okay, so good. Okay, that's case number one. Okay, case number two. Washing machine. Washing machine makes a lot of noise. When you get those towels, Norton, and you have start banging, you think the whole world is coming to an end. What's that? The spin cycle, no? Us? Don't with the zipper. I don't know. Let's not get personal here. But the meister that no, but when you have what I'm talking about, when you get all of a sudden you wonder and then you turn to your wife, is it broken? You're like, everybody knows what I'm talking about. Right? Is it broken? Listen to the noise it's making. Loud, banging noise. So yes, a washing machine is definitely a clean that you can hear in a different room. You can hear it in a different dust. You can hear it by neighbor. It's not a joke. You can hear it by neighbor, right? So that would be a gewaldig example of Bashmas Koil, and it's not normal to turn washing machines on in advance and whatever. So people will be chayshit that you did it now, which definitely fits the bill for the Yisr of Bashmas Koil. Right? So let's hold off on Shilas for a minute. Let me get to the cases of it. So Akapanim. So now where's it Negeya? Where's it Negeya? It's Negeya that you didn't finish the washing, you didn't finish the load, and it's Erev Shabbos. So again, now you have to don the whole shot, right? You didn't finish the washing machine. The washing machine is an example of something that people hear before Shabbat, that people hear from a different room. Okay, so Tashmas Koil. So now the only thing you have to don is what could be a hefset of a washing. We'll see dryer maybe, right? But what hefset could you have to leave the washing machine going? It's not so mustaber. Maybe I don't know if you can find a hefset, then we could talk. But in the meantime, I don't know a hefset. But sorry, the clothing doesn't get ruined. It's the dryer. It can maybe get all moldy, mildewy, or whatever. But it's staying, okay? Said it's not. Nobody has a stain issue with putting it in the washing machine to save the life of that. What? Well, we're talking about a washing machine, not a dryer. It's two different things. What? So the question is if the person calls, I don't know why he's doing it. So the answer is it's a Shmas Koil. It's a Shmas Koil that you can hear in a different room, and you're not allowed to do it. This example is the Mincha Shleima, or Shleima Rabbi said. This example is the example of the Mincha Shleima, or Shleima Zalman, in Aleph, the first value, Siman Yud, Ois Beis. Zalman's example of a Shmas Koil example is a washing machine. You think, I don't know, 60 years they could start finally making a washing machine that doesn't make noise, but they have not been successful. Okay. So therefore, it's an example. He said this is mamish like Rechaim, and people are going to say that he did it on Shabbos, and that's now Lemaisa. It's interesting. What do the Sfardim hold? Obviously, they'll hold that you could start the load before Shabbos and let it go. And the truth is, with the spin cycle, a lot of times it's not going to be ruined, right? Once it spins it dry, maybe it will be. But let's say you have something that but it's not us for them. You have, I don't know, you come back from the beach on Erev Shabbos. They have in Ashdod, they have the beach over there. So everyone, you come back, you have all the bathing suits of all the kids, and I just want to throw it in the washing machine, all the sand, just let it go. It's just it's not going to get ruined, but you just want to just throw it in the washing machine, put it on. What do you lose by doing that, right? So if you're a Sephardi, it's mutter gomer, right? It's making this unbelievable noise and whatever, but they don't have the whole entire Sefer Shmas Koil, right? So this is very interesting. The Or L'Tzion, this is like fresh off the press. Then the Chavedat says you could do it. Rav Avadia, right? So the Or L'Tzion in Beis Zion, he says that you have to be machmir. You have to be machmir on this washing machine. He says, first of all, the Ramah. Very interesting Or L'Tzion, no? First of all, the Ramah, you have to know. Now, he says that this Ramah is brought, the Beis Yosef already brings it. Yeah, but the Shulchan Aruch does not bring it, right? Okay. But then he says something which is a lot of seichel to it. He says, the Ma'aseh Nachal, you can't have these machines in Zachin going on Shabbos. It's going to end Shabbos. It's going to be the end of Shabbos. The Ramah's Maridik Chachma. So it could be in the time of the Ramah, the Beis Yosef and the primitive world that they had. Beis Yosef felt that it won't ruin Shabbos if we have the Rechaim going from before Shabbos. Okay. But the Bentzian says, today it's not negay. You're going to have all these electric things going and this and that, and people aren't going to chap, and the Amaratzis is noira. So Bentzian, he tells all the Sfardim today that that's ein Ashkenazim. That's ein Ashkenazim, ein Breira. You have to be an Ashkenazi. Okay? So therefore, that's it. You can't, the Chayra, you can't do it. You can't do it. Okay, so that's the case of a washing machine. What about a sprinkler system? That was the case of the Gemara, right? The case of Gemara was an irrigation canal. Thank you. Shivat Chatan Sofer. Okay, but the irrigation system that was going, and that the Gemara says is mutter to have the irrigation system going before Shabbos because you're not doing anything on Shabbos, and you're always allowed to start your malachas before Shabbos. The only thing is today, it makes a noise. You know what I'm talking about? Remembers those lawns in Flatbush. Are they still there or no? So it makes a noise. It makes a noise. So the Peltic Maisa, Shlomo Zalman in I didn't write down in Ha'or Yud and the Simon Rishon and Base, he says, it's Marasayan. So you have this noise going back and forth, and people are going to be chayshid you that you turned on the sprinkler system, which is also to do on Shabbos. So he says it's got an interesting thing over there. He writes, maybe you'll put up a sign that says, I turned this on before Shabbos. And he says over there, my other Kallus, we spoke about this. He says, you can't just matter all Marasayans with signs. What do you think? You're going to knock out all Marasayans with signs? You can't do that. Interesting. The other Kallus, we spoke about this very, but that's what he says. That's what he said. So you can't just put up signs and knock out all Marasayans with signs. Now, the Maisa, I don't know. I mean, you have to know what's, you have to know. Shlomo Zalman wrote this 45 years ago. You have to know. What? Yeah, Peltic and Maisa, this is one of those things that everyone thinks is Atzar, you know? You can't have a sprinkler going on Shabbos. Everyone thinks it's Atzar. Why is it Atzar? Why is it Atzar? Why in the world is it Atzar? It sounds like it's Atzar. No, it sounds like Basar B'Chala. It sounds like a Brock's almost. It's like Mamash Kefel, right? Mamash Averis, right? So the truth is that in the time of the Chazanish, a lot of the systems of the water systems and whatever were attached to the systems of the water in the house. And when you would turn on the water, it would actually be adding or detracting from the pressure that is in the hose and things like that. So Mamela, when you're turning on your negovasa to wash the tilsidayim or whatever, and you have a sprinkler going, you're causing less water. And then when you close it, you're causing more water. So then that's mamish is the ray. You're doing it on Shabbat. That's the Chazanish talks about. I think somehow the Velt took just like kept going with this, like it's not like that. If your house is like that today, you can't flush the toilet also, I don't know, later. It's not how it's going. So what's the only way to come to Aser sprinkler? Because it's going, it's watering the field. Because it's going, it's watering the field, right? So then you can't have a light on also. It's going, there's a light on or whatever. So the only way to come to Aser sprinkler is a Shema Zkaron. It's making a noise. So just one moment. It's the only way you can come to Aser sprinkler is if you have the Shema Zkaron. You have the noise. The only thing is that, so I spoke to my friends, the gardeners, right? He told me it's like mina nimna that most people do not turn on the sprinkler. Now, I'm going to talk about this. It's not so simple as, but most people do not turn the sprinkler on like when they want to do it. Most people, the pshat is they set it in a system and it just goes and it goes on its own. It's like a system that can go for 6 months and whatever. Now, the only thing is like this. The only thing is that it could depend. I don't know. I'll tell you what I was thinking. No, if that's true, then it's game over. Then it's mutter, because then no one's going to be chayshid. That we saw that heter already in Shin Lameches and Ziv Gimel, right? In Shin Lameches, Ziv Gimel says first that if you have something that everybody knows is done before Shabbos for Shabbos, right? The example over there was what was over there, the Zeiger, the grandfather clock and whatever. So everybody knows. So here too, everybody knows that you set the sprinkler before Shabbos and nobody sets it when he comes to use it. Everyone knows that the sprinkler is something that's set for 6 months. Before I continue, does that Matthias talk to everybody or not? I think so. I think so. What? Only thing is what? A what? What's a hose pipe thing? Listen, I don't know. The only thing I was thinking is that sometimes in Eretz Yisrael, you can have maybe a case where it's a little bit more negative, because in Eretz Yisrael, you can have that it's supposed to be raining in the winter and people are doing Averis, right? And what happens when they do Averis, right? So then, like you say every day in davening, right? That the matter, the Rebbeinu Shalom doesn't give down matter and whatever. So you don't get the geshem. That's how it goes, right? There's no tipa, right? You need 2 tipas to come down here. That 1 tipa should come down from there. Whatever. So that's how it goes. So Mela doesn't come down. The geshem, the shashpa doesn't come down. So you can be there for a month and it's not raining. And then you'll turn on your sprinkler system, but you won't leave it on. There is such a metzias like that you won't be leaving it on for, just want to make sure that it gets wet today because it's not raining. Does that metzias exist? I think it does exist. I think it does exist. What? So that's why that's the difference. The difference is, I think in America, right, there's a lot of waste there. I think there's a lot of waste of it. So that's how it goes. I think in America, the guy just turns it on for not 6 months, for like 6 years, and just like goes, right? So in America, it's Mutter Gomer. America, it's unbelievable. In America, everyone thinks it's also, right? In America, it's Mutter Gomer, because I think, am I right in the Mitzvah before opinion? Yeah, I'm saying no, because he lives in the 30s. I like stick out of town. In town, it's what? Why? Because they don't want people to get wet and whatever. Don't turn it on, meaning it goes on. Yeah, so it's a preset. In America, I think the Mitzvah is that it's mutter. That's what I think. Wait 1 second. That's what I think. No, it won't help. Rabbi said, if it's usher, it doesn't help 4 a.m. That's what? I'm not sure. I don't know why there would be such a hat there. You never find anywhere in the sugya that if you do it at a time when most people are not around. I mean, he's learning that's Marasan B'tzina. What, at 4 o'clock in the morning, there can't be someone around? Business. What do you mean? When are the real Hungarians looking out their window? No? I'm Hungarian, so I know when I'm looking. But listen, that's what Shlomo Zalman says. Okay, I don't know why it's usher. So Dayenu, if Shlomo Zalman didn't answer, no. Rabbi say, I don't know. There Shlomo Zalman, I'm not going to be more machmir Shlomo Zalman. I don't even understand why it should be asked. The only thing is in Eretz Yisrael, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. What? Yeah, I don't know. In Eretz Yisrael, I wonder if I say. Maybe now talk about it. That way I won't have to stop again. It'll be easier for everybody. So I wonder if that's what Shlomo Zalman was saying. That's what Shlomo Zalman was saying in Eretz Yisrael. It's not like that. People don't waste the water, and that's it. And it's like people do turn it, and there's enough people that don't have it on a sprinkler system. That's it. I don't know. I'm nervous. I asked my wife, what do we do? I have a garden in the back, right? She told me you said it's also, right? So she sets it. It's a Peladic Maisa. She actually sets it, or for whatever the few months that it's set. No, I was thinking maybe in the summer it could for sure be mutter. That's what I was thinking. In the summer, for sure it's mutter, right? She says I said it's also. I don't know. Right? I don't know. Right? I said you're right. Okay. No, but I don't know. In the summer in Eretz Yisrael, I think for sure it's mutter. And nobody does it. She told me what she has to do is she has to set it that it doesn't go off on Shabbos. Right? Like the dafka, right? She has to set it on the timer that it can't go off every Shabbos. Right? So, but I don't know. My said they zikr don't just water; they just let it go because for 6 months there's no rain. Right? I don't know. So that's if you ask me. At least in the summertime it should be mutter. In the wintertime I'm not sure it should be mutter. That's the Well, sorry. Talk about Shemitah. It's Hashem. Maybe we'll learn next month in Elul. They talk about Zereya and those still gives. It works out very good. The end of Shabbos, those figures at the time of Shemitah and whatever. And then Hanami, it's not so simple that it's also it's not so simple. It's not so simple. It could be also there might be different din, and there by Shemitah there might be a din in the Chetz, whatever. It's Hashem. You have to talk about. Akapanim, that's not Pashut. What? What? Come again? It's a derech. But it's as normal. It's as normal for someone who just said, "Was you Rebecca?" It's as normal to see somebody going and turning it on. It's as normal. Huh? I'm not sure. It could be this Maris Ayin is gepoit on when he hears noise. That noise. Not sure. I'm not sure if that's right. I'm not sure if that's right. Now, okay, next shot. Everybody say next shot. The Agrada, who was asking me yesterday about a noise machine? Who has one? What was it? I have a noise machine. It's like only strange people have it, or no? It's like a normal thing. I have a noise machine because it's easier for me to learn sometimes. I have in the background, right? I feel like, I don't like the one with the Tweety birds. They bother. I want to like shoot them, But I have the one with that white noise. I have like all different buttons. One of them is like waves and crashing. And I can't do the noise, but I could, but I don't want it. But you know what I'm talking about. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. It has all these buttons. By me, I just want the white evil noise. That evil. I love it. I love it. So I has got it. The idol asked me. I was like, this is gewaldig because on Shabbos I can hear the kids from the street playing and whatever. So it'd be so gishmak. I'll just turn this on You can't hear it outside my room. You can't hear it outside my room, basically. I could do it in a way where you won't hear it outside the room. I don't see what the answer is. I don't see what the answer is. I don't see what the answer is. What? If you hear it outside the room, so then you're getting involved. It's not a normal thing to leave, noise machines on and whatever. So therefore, if somebody will be chayshit you that you turned it on right now in the normal way of how you use it. But I was just thinking, I think I'm gonna. And not only that, you know what? Maybe even if you hear it outside the room. When I do it, I could learn for hours and hours and hours and hours without stop because it's just there's nothing going on. It's unbelievable. I love it. Right? It's murder. So what do you think? I don't know. Might do it this Shabbos. No? What? The machine is making noise. You have a machine in your house making a noise. People are going to be chayshid if you turn it on. The answer is good. Let them be chayshid. Who cares? It's a makom mitzvah. Makom mitzvah or mako on this. No. I don't know. I'm like Chad Moira to say this. Is it going to change my life? What? I'm saying what? I'm talking about my case. You want to talk about different case? You want to talk about, let's say, people need to sleep. It's not the derech to leave it on for 24 straight hours, right? 24 straight hours. People don't leave it on. What? 24 hours straight? Okay, but there are definitely people that don't, because I don't. So therefore, what? Again, there are people that don't. You close it when you leave the child's room. It's a normal thing to turn it on, the chat's mice. That's the point. It's not like a grandfather clock that the only usage is by winding it beforehand. It's a normal thing to turn it on and to turn it off. So once you have that, you're in the parsha of Hashem's call. Now, if you have a baby that doesn't sleep without this, right? It's a Shema's call b'makom mitzvah, right? There's a makom mitzvah to that, or chayli call the baby. The need of a baby to sleep is bevadai chayli. We spoke the other day about the need of a baby to maybe stop crying or something, but the need of a baby to be able to sleep is ein lecha chayli gadol mizayis. That's the example of Chazal of the necessity of a baby to be able to sleep. So I definitely don't have a problem with this, even if it's outside the room and you hear it, even if you hear it outside the room, if that's the volume that's needed. I don't know if it's a mitzvah to do that, right? But if you need that volume, so then you're allowed to do that volume. Then, I don't know. Well, because I never thought of this before. Did anybody ever hear anybody make on this? The music is a different shmooze. Music, we said, that would be klei shir. Well, okay, music is a different shmooze. Music, you don't have this shaila. Music, you have a shaila of the Aruch HaShulchan, that the Aruch HaShulchan said, okay, so then you have to know if Shlomo Zalman wanted to be made. I don't know. Music gets me a little bit nervous. It's a little bit of a Hilchos Shabbos, Lamakubal, and whatever. Here, this is a little bit different. Like upon him, I'd be makel on a noise machine. On a music, I wouldn't. Sorry. Mistam also. I mean, it's a again, this Isser of Hashem's coil. The gedder that we gave yesterday is that Hashem's coil is mutter b'makom tzayrich, not. Hashem's coil is aser, and now you have to matter it. That the lashon of the Ramah. Hachi noyeg lichatchila. Like we're noyeg lichatchila. Someone tells me he's not going to be able to sleep the whole Friday night. I mean, I can't wait to do this Friday night because I'll be learning the whole Friday night once I have this thing, right? It's unbelievable. You could just like learn. You guys, anybody, so Bachram comes something, you have a problem learning, they can't concentrate. Get a noise machine. And you can learn for hours with this thing, and then that'll take away all your problems and everything, right? It's not shit. I mean, probably you should thank me because it just saved you from so much patala. No, you could just learn and learn and learn, and you don't hear any noise. It's unbelievable. Right? So, what do you say? Good. Okay, good. Akapanim said that's good. Did anybody ever hear anybody make all this? What? He was making. Oh, yeah, music is making. And he said, "Mother, for the baby." Okay, so great. What? Music, we get involved in the other side of klei shir. No, that's not music. No. No, but that's not music. That's a dead call. Everything is used in music. The whole vort of music is to take a bunch of coils, put them together, and turn them into a musical sound. But here, as it stands now, it's a dead noise. You sound like a high school Rebbe. That music sounds like it's Rabbi also. So no, it's a dead noise. It's a dead noise. This is the whole world is going to be talking about us with these dead white noise. They're going to hear noises coming out of our, all of our dirloch and dust. Again, l'chatchila, why have a noise that you can hear outside the room? Why do that if you don't have to? Just have it that you can hear in the room. But by me, I'm not sure. I don't think it's possible because the way it's situated is, I think, in a place where you're going to hear it from the other room, especially if the door is open, that shaila, whatever. What? Be on the whole time. That's an interesting shayla. Ooh, that's a very interesting shayla. In other words, he's saying that there's 20 hours over there that you're not using it. You're in shul, you're eating, you're sleeping, whatever. You're using it for the 4 or 5 hours you're learning, right? So he's saying those 4 or 5 hours are very nice, but then you have 20 hours of a noise happening, which isn't the Maisa Mitzvah. It's an interesting shayla. If it's a tzoyer, I mean, you can ask that probably on. It's an interesting shayla. No, it's sort of the shayla. It's you're going to be over an Ashmaz Koil for the purpose of it's a very interesting shayla. What? No, because the baby monitor, I don't hear the baby monitor only when the baby's in there. So the only time there's the necessity is when the baby's there is when I need it. But that's a very interesting shayla. So I guess in the meantime, until I think about that shayla, you got to keep it low and not get involved in the shayla of Shmas Kyle. But I guess a timer is not so practical. You're going to come in that second and whatever. That means you have to stay learning until the end. That's even worse. But it's not necessarily totally in you. I need to know, is it something that when the Welt is going to hear, is that a normal thing to do? If you tell me that it's on all week and blah, 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 by everyone, then we could talk. But that's for sure not the case. No, it's not on all week by everybody all day long. But yeah, but then again, it's just as normal for sure what I do to turn it on when I use it. It's definitely as normal. So I don't know. What? Sorry? Maybe that, okay. Maybe he says you could have earphones and then no one can hear it. Yeah, but that's a pretty big Zilzal Shabbos. I mean, it's pretty good show. He's sitting there with ear pods and, he's like, I'm going to buy you. He's got, it looks like some, no. The next thing you know, it's going to be women rabbi, Harabai. No. What are you saying? It doesn't work like that. It's not the show. It's that people outside the room will hear it and be chayshiv. They don't know what's going on in there, right? So when it's a makom mitzvah, we don't care because it's. I don't know. I'm not that the shah is a very good shayla, but I'm not that it would be mutter because the makom, the necessitating of that mitzvah. I'm not. All right, let me think about it. I never thought about it. So the shayla that I didn't think about during a shir, I don't want to think about. What? First chirping is it's probably a kliyam yuchal call. It's probably not music. I don't think it's music. I think it's still a kliyam yuchal call, but it's the same idea. It'll be the same idea. Right? It'll be the same idea. The only thing is that Rabbi Gindi's asking, maybe they'll just think it's it's just birds chirping. Right? Especially in my bedroom. Right? He has the noise machine, whatever. Yeah. Okay. Let's go weiter. Now, it's like this. Next case. Okay, next case. The case, I guess, am I allowed to get a wake-up call? So now, that was in the olden days. You guys don't realize how old I am. I actually mean this. No, but we could use that as a case study anyways. Right? It used to be that you would get a wake-up call. It's such a different world. You get a wake-up call. So it'll bring us to bigger shilas, right? Now, the Paiskim, when they talk about the wake-up call, they talk about you'd have to go to the desk at the hotel and this. So that's a mir lakum. That's a miracle. If you tell, today's automated. Today there's no Tyrone is not calling you at 7:00 in the morning. Right? No way. But in the olden days, you used to go to the desk and used to tell Tyrone, give me a wake-up call. That was a mir la'akum. That was an Isser Gomer. You can't tell Tyrone to go and wake you up. That's a mir la'akum. Okay, so today it's automated. Fine. So what about Ashmaz Koil? Right? What about Ashmaz Koil? There's a ringing that's going in my room that you can hear and whatever. So what's the din? Right? Sorry? Yeah, but the only thing is it's automated, but maybe when what's the normal way that a person would, okay, we're going to get to alarm clocks in a moment. It's very related, but let's get right to alarm clocks for a second, okay? What's the din? Am I allowed to set an alarm clock that's going to go off? So I said once to set an alarm clock that's going to go off music. So you get involved in the Hilchos Shabbos and I said that, it's making a musical sound. But the Hilchos Shabbos said if it's making, let's say you have an alarm, your alarm clock, you're on your phone, it's not just a ring, it's a musical sound. So I said the Hilchos Shabbos wanted to answer musical sounds. And I said, even if you want to be machmer on the Hilchos Shabbos, that's only to keep it playing, But if you just have something which is going to go off in a minute and you don't care, it should go off. Because Hagufa, See, his whole lumdus, if you remember, was he was going into the time of the crop. So here you don't have the Gzeirus Akra and you don't have the time of the crop. I think everybody knows what I'm talking about because we said that back then. So that wouldn't bother me so much. So by me, it's going to be equal the shiloh of the ringing alarm and the music that's on the alarm. It's equal shiloh. Are you allowed to have it though? Are you allowed to have an alarm that's ringing on Shabbos? I mean, we always take on in this room, yeah. But now we have to don the shiloh. So if you're a Sephardi, Gavaldi. If you're an Ashkenazi, what should be your reaction? Are you allowed to have it? Right? So I would have said it's a Malka Mitzvah, right? I would have said Malka Mitzvah, you have to wake up for davening. Right? What? Sorry? Come again? Oh, so he says a different answer that everyone knows he said it yesterday. Okay, so now that, wait, slowly. So that is no makom even to dan the shaila, right? Because like, number one, it's a makom mitzvah. Number two, it's borrowed to everybody. You did it from yesterday, right? So nice. It's almost like bittul Torah to dan the shaila, no? Like what's even the shaila? It's for sure mutter to set an alarm before Shabbos. I maybe the only need that you could dial on about setting an alarm is if today you have a ringtone, which is music. And even that I was mako because you have the Hilchos Shabbos, right? So it's mamash a waste of time. So we should go to the next case, right? But I have that smile on, no? So you know that there's obviously something going on. So there was a great guy who lived on American soil. His name was Rabbi Feinstein. And in the 70th Tshuva, in the 4th volume of his most wonderful work, over there, Ramosha, and he has like a bunch of ices there. In the 6th ice, in Ois Vav, Ramosha says it's aser. Ramosha says you can't set an alarm. That's the tshuva that we quoted. Ramosha said it depends. If you're going to hear it in a different room, so then it's a shmas kol. Says if you only hear it in your room, okay, said it. Okay. So some people, they take the alarm and they put it under their pillow, and so they only hear it right there in their room. So Ramosha says, if you're going to set an alarm, you're only going to hear it in your room. But if you're going to hear it in a different room, so then it's a shmas kol. That's Ramosha. That's Ramosha. What's Ramosha talking about? What's he talking about? No? What's he talking about? So it's interesting. From the Rebelsky has a tshuva sefer called Shulchan Alevi. From his tshuva sefer, I understood maybe he's coming to argue on Ramosha. I understood maybe Taka what Ramosha means from his tshuva sefer. He says he doesn't understand Ramosha. Why? Because people, when they set an alarm, they set it 24 hours in advance, and it's like you were saying. Like Nissim was saying, it's a derech to do it before. So can I ask everybody a question here? Is that true? I set my alarm before I go to bed. I do not go to bed 24 hours before I wake up. Some people do. Some people do. I don't. Right? I set my alarm the night before. When is the night before? So if you live, I don't know, by you live in Gateshead. I mean, the nights before is Taker and Chanambi. It's not Shabbos yet, right? But by the rest of the Welt, when's the night before? When do you say? Well, no, yeah, maybe I'm the only one. I was reading his tshuva, trying to see what's the chat, why, if everybody says not like Ramosha. And then from there, I started realizing talking what Ramosha means maybe. When's the normal time to set your alarm? What? When's the normal time to set your alarm? No? I think the normal thing is before you go to bed, you decide. Now, wait. I'm just going to be Mavakesh. No Yekish Yidin should raise their hand and offer an opinion right now. But the rest of the belt, what do? They look at the clock. They say, look, it's this and this time. So for sure, if you're evil and you don't have a minyan kavua, then for sure, you just said it the night before, what time you went to bed. You went to bed, 3 o'clock in the morning, you're not setting your alarm for 6, you're setting it for 6:30, right? You go to bed 2 o'clock in the morning, you say, okay, so tonight, I have a normal night's sleep. I'll wake up at 6 o'clock, like I mentioned, whatever. So I don't know, right? I don't know. Right? Again, no. Again, one second. Again, you're a big tzaddik, right? West Coast and everything. But no. There's a lot of people. Okay, ich bet von der Menschen, nur der Menschen can understand. Yeah, it's the Menschen do. Yeah. You guys said, oh, they don't even set an alarm. But it doesn't alarm. You got what I'm saying, right? Du verstehst? Was? Okay, so you're a tuna Bible, okay? No, don't take the cup, no? I'm wrong, du verstehst nicht, ja? Geht. Okay, was? Oh, Odd Pam. Ich weiß nicht. I don't know when you went off. You became a Litvak and you came to my coil. And there's some people that do understand, right? There's some people that do. Mr. Bacher versteht, was ich suche, ja? Gestellt, der versteht sie nicht. Ja, geht. Okay. Okay, no, but the only thing is, I can't believe that's chatting Rav Moshe. No, Rabbi Sher. Rav Moshe said there's alarm every night. It's not, you probably had it, So Rav Moshe at least, yeah, Bidyuk. Rav Moshe's mitzvah, in the time of Rav Moshe, Taka, the alarm was of such a nature that you had to set it every night. So maybe Rav Moshe is like I'm saying. So every night, Rav Moshe had to set his alarm, right? Rav Moshe Sicher had his minyan kabul every morning, nothing to be, I'm just saying in Musig, it could be that today, ironically, Rav Moshe's psak would be a ganz fine psak, the loy mitayme. The loy, not because of his reasoning, because if you have a lot of people out there that they said it the night before, okay, so I don't know how this works. The Ilam was asking me before, but Libra was asking me, what if I have something that I could be melamed schus on the guy? I could say, no, his alarm is like that, and whatever. Do I say that he's going to right away have a marsayin or do not? Is it the regular rules of marsayin? I'm not borrow about that. It's not so clear. I don't know. I'm just saying, Lamaisa, in the end of the day, we're going to be Makel. There's a big pella on Rav Moshe. Just a moment. Yeah, the pella on Rav Moshe is a chayah. Why didn't Rav Moshe say it's mutter because makom mitzvah? So the only thing I could think of is they asked Rav Moshe the shayla. And you look in the Shiloh, they did not ask Rav Moshe, waking up for Shacharis, can I set an alarm? I don't know, maybe Rav Moshe learned that, it was talking about this time, he wants to know what's the din of setting an alarm. Maybe it says Mantfil? It says Mantfil first? I said, then Sarchi. I don't know, does he says? It says Kadesh Spal? Sarchi. What? I blame it on the avoinus of the tzibur. Sarchi. What? No. Once you're in the room, it's not a problem because it's all in the same room. It's all in the same room. But you can't do that. Minchas Yitzchak has a tshuva about that, and he says he'll knock out the entire sugya. You can't do that. Minchas Yitzchak Mamish says what you're saying. Mamish says, even if it's the derech, the dafka for Shabbos, because of Shabbos, you don't do that thing. Minchas Yitzchak, man, you're mekabel to Minchas Yitzchak. He first says now. What? Sorry. Yeah, so if it'll be the derech all week, to have one standard time and to set it in advance, so then it's for sure. But I'm just saying, tachlis, Rabbi say, tachlis like this. According to Rabbi Moshe, it's mutter. If you can't hear it outside the room, then the kasha doesn't begin. If you can hear it outside the room, most poskim disagree with Moshe. They say it's a makom mitzvah. Other poskim say it's mutter, like the Olam is saying, because it's a derech. I'm just giving the tzad why it would have been a problem. Is if it's your derech to be setting it the night before. Tachlis gered, I think you have to be mekel because it's a makom mitzvah, and the minhag is to be mekel. And in this room it was always mutter, so the chayra is mutter. Now like this. So like this. So in the olden days they used to have like a fax machine. In fact, you know what it is? It's like in the time of the what's it called? The phonograph. What's it called? The record player. The time of the record. They used to have like a fax machine. How's a fax machine work? So somebody sends you a fax and the paper comes out. So you're allowed to have your fax on Shabbos, and somebody's going to send you a fax. It's going on Shabbos or whatever. Okay. So there's a lot of shiloh about. Let's just down the shiloh we're down right now. Shmas Kyle. We'll see in a minute. It's taka. You'll say fine. It's not to get me faxes, but some people they have a printer and the stuff coming out on Shabbos. So don't call it a fax. Call it He said I have a printer that things come printed straight to it because I can't figure out how to turn off the email. So the emails come straight to printing, So Lamaisa, unless I turn it off or whatever, right? But Lamaisa, how do can I have that thing on Shabbos? So you say, what's in the Geya? Everybody knows. Even if you can hear it outside the room. You're always in the room, and all of a sudden you hear something printing over there. You can hear it outside the room, right? But everybody knows that you didn't do this. That's bar. There you have the hat there that everybody knows that somebody else is doing it and you're not doing it, and there's no reason to chayshir that I told the guy to do mechatesim. Everyone knows that printing things print and faxes come without me telling them. So mitzad that it should have been mutter. And I was going to come in and just say it's mutter. And when the Chuvas Farim talk about faxes, that's what they say. Right? The only thing is, I was kind of thinking today could be worse. Because today, when our fax machines, they're not fax machines, right? They're connected to our printers. So Mela, when I hear a printer, right? What are you hearing? You're hearing somebody just was in that room printing the paper. If I can hear it in a different room, so then maybe I do have to turn it off because maybe I'll be chayshidim that he's printing. But I'll even say it stronger. I think that's 99% of the time, right? 99.999 of the time when a person would hear on Shabbos something printing, not on Shabbos, on a Tuesday, whatever, what would he think? He'd think, somebody is printing, right? So besides this, Amar Islam. Is Amar Islam. The only question is do I have to, this is something we didn't talk about yet. Is there a shmaz coil on something that might not happen? Right? I'm not planning on printing this Shabbos, right? So do I have to worry that someone is going to send me a fax or whatever? Someone's going to send me an email to my printer. Do I have to worry about that? Now, Rabbi said, this is not negay you, then good. Is this negay anybody in this room that has a printer that things come right out? What? That's something else. So phone wouldn't be right, wouldn't be a shakla, because the phone, everybody realizes that my phone is somebody's ringing. Here is something that it's normal for you to print. As a matter of fact, 99.9% of the time, the usage of this machine is you doing it. So now, mitzad hashmaz kol, I think it is hashmaz kol, but I have a new shayla. Do I have to worry that someone's going to send me an email? Do I have to chayshit that someone's going to? So I don't know. I guess you have to know your mitzias. In my mitzias, this happened to me one time on a Shabbos. That's when I realized it, right? That the printer was on and things were coming through, right? Things are just coming through. That's it. There's usually that annoying thing that says your printer is working and it's all aligned and whatever. So someone's going to hear that. So I don't know if you know that always happens every Shabbos. So then Mr. You have to turn it off. If you don't know, it's okay. So I don't know if you have to chaysh it for a shmaz coil of an ulay shmaz coil and things like that. But in my case, I know if I leave that computer on, if I leave the printer on, I know for sure if a Shabbos one time it's gonna. I don't know exactly why. I think maybe when the internet goes off, I don't know what. Something happens that always I get this paper that comes out and tells me everything is fine. Sometimes it has pictures and colors and whatever. So it's a noise that you hear. It's a noise you hear in the living room, right? You definitely hear it. It's a noise that you hear. So I was thinking in my house, I have to make sure to turn it off, right? Because it's a shmaz coil that is going to happen, and people are going to be chayshid that I went to print, right? What? Come again? Yeah, that's okay. That's everything. All Marsayan. Now it's okay. I got the Bear Sarim. He has the shul on what's the name of the B'Sal Chachma on over there. So he has a Chubet Sefer. And in the 4th volume, in the 70th tshuva, he has a tshuva about answering machines. Are you allowed to leave your answering machines on Shabbos? And he writes over there that you're not. Now that's a big pella, because what am I going to hear? I'm going to hear somebody speaking into an answering machine. And we're not chayshid that you're going to think that what you're hearing is something else. I'm going to think it's a radio. No, we're chayshid you're going to hear this thing. So what's this thing? This thing's an answering machine. Everybody knows that the derech of an answering machine is not only in me. So you're allowed to leave your answering machine on Shabbos. However, one thing I would say is that I'm not so sure. Why not? Maybe he's right. He doesn't allow me time, not for what he says. What he says, I think is sure. But Maisa, maybe today, a lot of people, what they do is that they leave on an answering machine. They'll tell the kid to call them in America. They want to hear a vart. They're singing Hashem Shabbos, Aben my boss, right? And they want the kid to, let's see if I'm getting my money's worth in Yerushalayim Kodesh. So call in the middle of the meal, and then it's Givaldic, and we hear a vart and everything. So now the shaila is he allowed to tell you to do that? Is he allowed to tell you? If he's allowed to tell you to do that, so what are they going to be chayshid? They're going to be chayshid that he told you to do that, right? Again, let's say I didn't tell him. But now I'm trying to figure out if he's allowed to, if I'm allowed to leave on my answering machine, what are they going to be chayshid? It's a normal thing today for people to do that. I'm not saying if it's mutter asa, that's what we're going to say in a moment, but it's a normal thing to do that. And then now what am I going to be chayshid? That he told him to do that. So now we have to don, is it mutter to tell him to do that? Everyone what just happened over here? Whereas if I establish that it's mutter to do that, so what are they going to be chayshid? What did I do wrong? I left on the machine and I didn't do anything wrong. So that's, it's old fight. It's a hard thing to say it's awesome. It's one of those things that it's not something that's so, clear to say it's awesome. You're telling him to do malacha when for him, it's not Shabbos, right? The only thing is, you're getting hana. So can I tell someone who it's not Shabbos for him, so the amira is an amira shel heter, right? Just a moment. We'll get there. Let me just down the shaila first. Right? It's the amira is an amira shel what? What's the amira? The amira is an Erev Shabbos. What's the amira? Is the amira of telling somebody to do something usher? No, I'm telling him to do something mutter. The only thing is, but I'm getting a no. Can I tell someone in America No, the other way. No, it doesn't matter, but we'll do it that way. Can I tell someone in Eretz Yisrael to turn on my light in America on Shabbos? When it's Mighty Shabbos prayer. He'll press a button. I mean, these things actually are real today. Could you imagine some weird Rosh Hashiva like 70 years ago trying to say this and people thinking, wow, this guy's weird. But this is actually normal, So can I just tell somebody in Eretz Yisrael, do me a favor on Mighty Shabbos, by you turn on the light in my house, right? So mitzadi amira, the mirror is not a problem because you're telling him amira, I'm telling you do something mutter. I didn't tell him on Shabbos, obviously. So I didn't say the words turn on light. I turned on Erev Shabbos, turn on light. So the shlichus is the shlichus shel mutter. The only thing is that you're getting hana on Shabbos. What? Every time a guy does something, it's mutter, right? So this is a little bit what? Sorry? Special exam, why? Right? So what's the raya? Not like I'm saying, I guess every Shabbos clock is a raya, not like that, right? You're allowed to get a no when the ma'isa that was done is the ma'isa muteris, right? There's no isra of a no. Elamai, the isra of a no is that I'm going to tell him to do it, right? I'm going to tell him to do it exactly the way he's doing it, which is to do something mutter. So the ma'isa, many hold that it is mutter mitzad the nidain. The nidain is mutter that he should be doing something for me when it's mutter for him to do it. I'm allowed to tell him to do it. And many places, so I decide, what am I going to be chayshit this guy? I'm going to be chayshit him that he told his son to say a Dvar Torah on Mitzvah Shabbos when it's when it's Shabbos for us. So what? You'll be chayshit and great and forget it. It's a wonderful thing. The only thing is, I don't know. It is a little bit of a zilzal Shabbos, but that's my hergish talking. That's not the love. I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't do it, and I don't think it's the right thing. But it's not awesome. It's not awesome. So therefore, the zikr no issa to leave your answering machine on the lokas say for a chashuv, but the zikr no issa. Sorry. Come again. Again, mitzad halacha, it's not usher. Now we're dining on Zilzal Shabbos. Zilzal Shabbos is not going to take. Sorry, okay. If somebody wants to tell them that they had a baby in this episode, there's no shayla in the world. It's not usher. It's not usher, right? So What? Sorry. So then you don't have to turn it off. You don't have to say, let's say that it gives you, Okay, so let's say like this. Let's say it gives your parents great pleasure and whatever. What? So that your parents have tremendous pleasure from it, and I'm telling you it's mutter. Where's the zilzal? But it does pass. Like that. What? Sorry? Oh my God! What? What's going on here? What? Oh, okay. It didn't make sense to me. No, Pasha didn't make sense. What? What's the case? What? Bris is in American Shabbos. They're watching the bris. When this time they put up the camera on. So they want to watch it live. It's not awesome. It's just the Zilzal Shabbos. It's not awesome. I said it's awesome. Huh? Come again? What was the case? What? That's something else. If you're going to go now, but no, that's something. No, that's a different. I can't put your ass. No, I can't put your ass. That's something else. There, if I'm in a room, you're getting involved in going and doing ravazna because every movement I make is because he's saying it's not recorded, so it's not a shot of kais. I'm not doing anything. I'm just listening to the kids say Dvar Torah. I'm listening to the kids say Dvar Torah. He's Maitei Shabbos. Our case was the bris is on Shabbos. The bris is on Shabbos. So the bris is on Shabbos. But here the kid is Maitei Shabbos. He's saying a vart, and so he's not doing anything wrong. I'm not doing anything. So I don't know. I don't like it. It's not like I don't know. It's a bit zilzal. I don't know. You start doing this. Who knows what's next? I don't know. But that's something else. The ball game is that he's doing a maisa of. There's a whole different shayla. They were videoing the ball game and whatever. It's all different shmuz. They were videoing it. It's no shaykhs. Over here, there was Shabbos. It was on Shabbos. They were playing the ball. They were videoing the ball game on Shabbos. Here the pshat is it's Moedes Shabbos. He's saying a vart on Moedes Shabbos, and they're listening to this vart by not doing anything. Tell them the only shot is what? Hashmatz Koil. So what's Hashmatz Koil? Nobody, what are they going to chayshid me? They're going to chayshid me that I told him to do this. So, so what? 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 It's interesting. No, that's interesting. That's shtickle time. What? He'll say that they're chayshid that. No, I hear you saying it's like my shot with the printer. It's both. It's 50% of the time it goes on its own, and 50% of the time. There's a way out of this one though, because when you press play, it's at the end after it plays, it does some different beep noise or whatever. Then when it happens on its own, you know the difference, right? I think. No, I think I'm right. I think when it happens on its own, it just goes it goes off, and then you hear the dial tone. So then you'll know that. So if you hear it, he'll listen till the end, and he'll realize that it's not. We're not chayshid that he's not going to stay till the end or whatever. So listen till the end, and then he'll hear at the end the ringtone. So that's not a shtickle time. What? I don't know. I don't know what happened today. I don't know. I don't know what happened today. What? We didn't do anything today. What are you talking about? We did nothing. What printer? We did one thing. We talked about that if your wife says something, just tell you right. Straight the cup and Tachlis. I feel bad. He woke up Gershon Bookie, so it's already like 2 p.m. on Thursday. There, I feel he did for this. It's only a few things. I don't know. Tachlis correct. What comes out in the Maisa? I don't think you should do it. I don't know. I don't think you should do it. Like you're going to start telling a vart into the. It's not. Who knows what's next? I don't know. What? I told you to stop. I don't know what would happen if I wouldn't have told him to stop. What would happen, right? Women rabbi. I don't know. Don't do it. Tomorrow, I guess we have to start buying that. Whoever's new should come to me.